in the second period, 2 in the third, and won at 8-3. Here we go at 126 pounds. Terry Brands, #1 ranked defending national champion Terry Brands for Iowa against #4 ranked Dan Knight, All-American from Iowa State.
Contrasting styles here. And what needs to be done by Iowa State here is to open up. Danny Knight needs to open up if he expects any kind of opportunity, because he can throw. He's dangerous. He can throw from anywhere, and he's a big move wrestler. Terry Brands, on the other hand, is a picker, and he can just pick you apart. He has so many things that he can do, but he's relentless. He keeps coming at you. He's a penetrator and more of a lower body attack.
The first time they met, Terry Brands was a 4-0 winner. It was a close match, but Knight was unable to take him down or get away from underneath.
Looking good, Dan. Looking good, buddy. Keep the pressure on.
Brands and Knight, two of the best who've come out of Iowa high schools. Dan Knight, a 4-time high school champion.
Undefeated in high school. Dan Knight out of Clinton, Iowa.
They're both juniors.
That's it.
Iowa leads 3-0 after 118 pounds. Zapidel came on stronger as the match went on and beat Aiken 8-3. Brands in on the single leg. He still doesn't have it. Something of a whizzer by Knight. He gave it up, and it's 2 for Terry Brands.
Get to work, get to work.
2-0 on a single leg takedown by the defending national champion Terry Brands, whose brother Tom will not be seen tonight except when he goes out to have his hand raised. Iowa State forfeits at 134 tonight. Nobody weighed in.
Get your hips out right now. Hips out. Right now. Come on, partner.
When these two teams met in Ames, Iowa won the first 7 matches and then lost the last 3.
A lot of Iowa's fast starts are right here. He's in on the single, and look how Terry Brands gets his head to the outside, cuts off to a double, comes to his feet, gets good position, and now finally at the end of this, Dan Knight sees that he's in too much trouble. He might give up 4 or 5, and he's going to give up 2. And that was because of the good position by Terry Brands.
Back in action again with 1.5 minutes to go in the first period. Brands, you see, is trying to load up Knight and tilt him for back points. When they have been relatively close in the past, those back points make all the difference.
I think the difference between Terry and Tom Brands and a lot of wrestlers are, in most wrestlers, they have periods of time where they let up a little bit and they get involved with technique and aren't as tough on top or whatever. Terry Brands is relentless. He just is on top of you. If you had, it's like having a jackhammer on top of you or against you the entire match. That wears down the best of them.
A really tough bar arm on Knight's right arm, and preventing the Iowa State wrestler from going anywhere. He's trying to double up both.
Well, Iowa likes to call him one half of the branding irons, and you know that's a kind of a corny sounding cliche, but it's true because it's just on you all the time, and it's probably a mark that never comes off.
And Knight, who has a history of shoulder problems too, by the way, has a tough time when Terry Brands gets him in that bar arm. 2-0, Terry Brands over the Iowa State wrestler Dan Knight. International start.
Hips out, hips out.
And then Brands comes down. He's not going to let him go.
Stand up, he's got to sit out.
20 seconds to go in the first period at 126 pounds. And again, Brands has been wrestling very tough on top, as he did against them the first time.
You see that pressure?
A warning against Knight.
See that pressure that Terry Brands is putting on? He's got the arm behind the back. He's got the pressure on him all the time, and he's trying to turn him, see? He's trying to get it so that he can pry the arm back and drive it over.
A lot of riding time, 1:57. So Brands has 2 for the takedown and a potential point with that.
Red to first, green.
Dave Frisch asks
Green goes down.
Dan Knight what he wants to do, and he defers. Brands will start on the bottom.
Again, we talk about how good the Iowa State wrestler is that's on the short end of it. Dan Knight finished 3rd in the nation last year. This is the 1st and 3rd finishing people at 126 last year.
Brands stayed under for 11 seconds there and then came out. And he now leads 3-0 in on a double leg against Dan Knight.
And it's got to be a tough double leg because Dan Knight is really good in that position against almost any other wrestler. He had an opportunity to hit a headlock there, and he's really proficient at that. But Terry Brands kept coming forward with that hips and was tight and was strong.
5-0 here. 5-0 in favor of Brands, and he's back on the bar arm again. Dave Frisch, who has a microphone on him, by the way. You can hear him talk to the wrestlers. Wants to make sure that the angle on the shoulder doesn't get dangerous. Oh, half Nelson by Brands, he and the Iowa bench are furious. He thought he was in bounds.
Here, this takedown, the reason Terry Brands got it is he's never really got out of bad position, period. Boy, I'll tell you what, that last takedown there to the back, or that last drive to the back by Terry Brands was very close as being legal or not. It looked like it was in bounds. And Dan Gable's words were, "Are you kidding me?"
5-1 in favor of Brands. That's the first point in 2 matches that Knight has been able to score against one of the branding irons, and he's just taken it to Dan Knight on his feet. That way he just powered him down. And now Dan Knight's going to have to get his head together or he's going to get beat bad here. 7-2 is the score. And Brands is really working him over on his feet. Here he comes, 9-2.
You know, he snapped, you know, it's just incredible. We have an injury time here.
And Knight is complaining about the shoulder. Here's Iowa coach Dan Gable.
Look at this, he's in tight right here, stays in good position, gets the whizzer there, then comes back around and stuffs the head right here. Now, snaps the head and goes around for the takedown right there. He hit his head on the mat a little bit there, I think, and also his shoulder right there. His shoulder hurt there from the drive, but Terry Brands snaps and goes around, drops the legs, snaps, goes around behind the arms, drops the legs, cradles. You saw him start to cradle up. He has so many.
Now they're still working over.
Now right here he comes
Knight
around again. Right here. Now watch his head right here. His head hits there on the mat, and
I don't
then
think it had much to do with it.
and then he whizzers the shoulder around here, and then when they're going out, you'll see him drive.
Back to the center again. Terry Brands has piled up now a 9-2 lead over Dan Knight. And he's begun to pile it on here. We have 25 seconds to go in the second period. Knight goes into the down position. Brands up by 7 with riding time, a ton of it. 2 minutes and 38 seconds, goes to work on top. Knight has been warned once. Now there's the bar arm on the arm that Knight was nursing a moment ago. Brands going to work. Period ends 9-2.
Good choice. I've done neutral.
There's Bonnie Brands. She only gets to see one of her sons wrestle tonight. Sometimes that can be a blessing. Moms get so darn nervous.
Knight gets his choice. He will start in the down position.
When I was wrestling, my mom always had a seat by herself. Nobody would get close to her. They got elbows in the side and everything else.
Well, that's why I think a lot of people sit far apart at wrestling meets, because it's pretty hard to watch and sit stone still if you're a fan at all. Terry Brands leads 9-2, starts in the top position. He's trying to lock up a cradle here.
He can do it from anywhere, and he will. He'll try from anywhere.
Puts the head in the side. He has dominated Dan Knight here at 126 pounds. You would not know. There's a point on the against the bottom man, 10-2. Now it's a major decision.
You know, he said that Danny Knight was laying on his belly.
He has Knight with a half Nelson to the back. And he has a lot of time.
It's tight.
There it is. With 1 minute and 10 seconds left. That's his 15th fall of the year. He leads the team.
Leads the team in falls, and I think there's a big difference between #1 this year and a lot of others. Here, look at this. Underhook right there on the bar, driving over with the chin. He has the chin tight. Right there, you keep chest to chest. It wasn't long. Shoulders flat for the fall.
And that's it. 5 minutes and 50 seconds into the match. The winner by a fall, he was leading at the time 10-2, is Terry Brands. At 134 pounds, Tom Brands wins by a forfeit. Iowa State did not weigh in a man. And it is a forfeit worth 6 points, and Iowa goes up 15-0. Now we go to 142. Troy Steiner.